SmackDown recap for WWE. As you see, my question for this week on SmackDown is really about what they are doing for Jey Uso. Because at times they were building him strong, and then at times they do seem to be dropping like what they could be doing to keep him strong. So the start with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, of course, is upset that Jey Uso did not listen to him and leave the building at the Survivor Series and did his whole the reason why that Jey Uso didn't control his team, that they didn't fear him. And, they don't fear Jey Uso, then they don't respect him. So basically explain to him that they don't fear him enough. So they leave the ring, and coming into the ring is a match for Otis versus King Corbin. And before Otis can get to the ring, I like to show the fear, Uso attack Otis. And they attacked Otis and beat him down, did a vicious attack with a chair. It was very much a very good image of them forming the fear in what Jey Uso to have Jey, go more into his heel character. So then they had to stop that match afterwards because Jey Uso did beat up Otis and basically reset up a match with King Corbin versus Murphy for later on in the division. Then they went and did the tag team match. For those that don't know, the Street Profits were able to beat the New Day in a great match at Survivor Series. So they had the Street Profits going against Dolph Ziggler, what's it called? And, what's his name? Really bad. Okay, so yeah, team match there. And it was a very good, I would say, very good match with Robert Roode. That's what it was, yeah. It was a very good match where Robert Roode, they played off an injury there from the Street Profits and basically threw a roll up. The Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode did win, which will, of course, set up a championship match later down the road. Hopefully, because the next pay-per-view is TLC. So hopefully they can build for something big at, TLC between them. But that was a very good match. They had a women's match with Bianca Belair versus Natalya. Them two were putting together a very good matchup. Very strong, very nice chemistry. They worked really well together. And it ended with roll up and Bianca Belair winning with Bayley getting involved. So it does look like they are going to be setting up some type of a feud between Bayley and Bianca Belair, which I'm hoping is just used to, excel Bianca Belair into the main event picture, as I think she would be a great test as a women's champion for SmackDown there. Okay, so then they had the Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan Intercontinental match, which, if you know these two, you knew it was going to produce like a great matchup. I'm a big Sami Zayn mark from El Generico. I like everything he does. Even I even agree with a lot of the stuff that he says in his interviews to piss people off. So basically, he ran. You know how he's been winning with countouts. So this time he ran and he got away, and Daniel Bryan chased after him. And then out of nowhere, he ran back to the ring and got in before the 10 count and won by by count out. And then when you look into the back, you see Jey Uso again taking out another member from the SmackDown team, setting up that whole fear by beating up Daniel Bryan, which is why Daniel Bryan couldn't get back into the ring. Which Kevin Owens came out to help, and them two, got into it there verbally, which later on sets up the main event, which is going to be Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. And that match is where I have my problem. Okay, so Sami Zayn comes back, bragging as well as he does, makes fun of everybody for not being able to keep up with him and whatever. And Big E steps up to him and basically tries to put him down to size, which I see because, they said they're going to give Big E that singles push. I think a nice feud for the Intercontinental Champion would be a very good look and a very good start for Big E. So it looks like they will be starting some tension with him and Sami Zayn. I don't know what that does for Daniel Bryan, but after what happened this week, it is pretty much obvious if they're going to have Kevin Owens going against, they could have Daniel Bryan going against Jey Uso and pushing that feud. So they did also Sasha Banks getting back at Carmella with an attack of her own. As you remember, Carmella's been attacking Sasha Banks here and there since she's come back. So it looks like Carmella is going to be Sasha Banks' next feud. I'm not really excited about that, as I've not ever been overly impressed with Carmella. And even this one, like, she's going to have to show me something, but I'm not super amped about this feud here. Okay, so then to replace the Otis versus King Corbin match, they did have Murphy versus King Corbin. This match was really confusing as the Mysterios did come out and basically all through the match helped cheating for Murphy and stuff like that. And as good guys, they just didn't really make sense. They did win in the end, and then Corbin said he wants a rematch and he's prepared. So I'm wondering if we know Seth is going to take some time off, but I'm wondering if King Corbin next week's going to be coming back with some type of an assistance of a team of his own and setting up that type of a feud for a TLC, multi-team match or whatever. Because, he said he's coming back, so he has to have something prepared for the Mysterios. I don't know if it's a team of people that are already there or if they'd be using that to bring other people up. Like, what do you think King Corbin would be doing to prepare? But next week they're going to be having another match there, and we'll see on that. And then on the main event, they had Kevin Owens versus Uso. It was a very good match. I liked the competition between them two. At the end, Jey Uso did come in and hit with the chair to lose the disqualification. And I didn't even mind that, but basically they did end up having Kevin Owens come back him with a stunner and beat him with his own chair. So it looks like they're setting up for the next pay-per-view be Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. I just felt like they've made Roman Reigns beat him. I think Daniel Bryan beat him. I think Jey Uso, they need to, even as a heel, if they're gonna make him a main event like heel, and they need to keep having him do this, more vicious and more thing, but they need to be having him come out on top more often than they have. That is the only thing that I think that they're missing from there. Seeing this week, I feel the women's division is looking like amazing. They have Sasha and Carmella in their own thing. They have Bailey already in what I think will be an amazing feud with Bianca Belair that will, not Bailey, but definitely elevate Bianca to an echelon that she does deserve. They have something very interesting going on with the tag team. As I like Robert Roode, I've liked Robert Roode from TNA, and he was some person I've always said I believe would excel in WWE. And Dolph Ziggler, is another underrated, not utilized star, and them two together, they even have a similar cockiness that I think fits into a tag team very well. The only thing from them is a tag team name, so to really formulate that they're going to be doing it together. I do hope that they keep them together for a while, and I wouldn't mind a little bit of a feud back and forth, some title changes between these two teams. I think that they do work together very well. So this was a I'd say a B rated show. I think it was a very good SmackDown. They did, they did weave all the stories, and everything was, done for a reason mostly, and it did fit, and they did even actually carry along that Uso story, and it fit in with Roman Reigns, multiple parts in the night. It did have an effect on, and I thought that was very well to keep everybody involved there. It was a very good show there, and I think Roman Reigns is doing an amazing job. I think this is the character he was always meant to play, and I don't think Kevin Owens is going to be beating him, because I do think we need to have the tribal chief, being at the head of the table until WrestleMania, and then at WrestleMania have that big match with The Rock. We all see it coming, and that's the perfect place for this storyline to go. All right, so that's my recap on SmackDown now. We'll see you Tuesday when we talk about Raw and TNA, and y'all have a great weekend. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video.